another thrift adventure. Today is going to start out at a Desert Industries. I wish every day started out like this. I think a lot of them do, actually. A lot of our days start out at Desert. Do I have a face mask, though? I have to have a face mask to start today.
Do you?
I think so.
Look at you go. I'm proud of you.
I've been trying real hard to keep it in my back pocket. Just no matter what I do, it goes in the back pocket, but it doesn't always happen. What I was doing was throwing it on my dashboard every time we got in the car, because it's about the only way I was ever going to remember it to be allowed in any of these stores. But that wasn't working. I always left it in the dash. If I leave it in my back pocket, it should be with me, but I've got the memory of a goldfish.
All right, we are in the dishes, so let's see if we can find anything. This Corningware platter thing. It's okay. They want $3 for it, which really isn't bad, but it's not a popular pattern. That's kind of funny.
There are a bunch of games here. See if there's anything I need. Really just looking for stuff I don't have. I've got Mech Assault, but great game. Would recommend. Lots of sports stuff. SSX Tricky on Xbox. I'll take that. Wakeboarding. Okay. I don't see anything else. Hold on. Oh, okay. PC. For a second, my brain thought PlayStation 1, and I got excited. I'll have to look and see if I have that one. It's complete, though.
You can get a copy of this report. We'll be leaving a report number with Breast Armadillo for you to have.
Yeah.
If the other thefts continue and you want to make this person associated with those thefts because you believe it is the same, then we can do that.
Okay.
And then that comes down to an interview with that guy and if he admits to it and all those things. But
okay.
Certainly we can leave you with those numbers and you can even change your mind later.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay,
you know
that sounds good.
Time, then we'll change our mind. So you have those options as well.
All right, that sounds like a good plan. Let's do that then.
All right, guys. I hope you have a good day, and I'm sorry to call you about stolen product.
No, you're fine.
Well, thanks for the call. So it turns out we were stolen from. Was that our new booth?
No, that was our first booth, the Brass Armadillo West.
Interesting. So this is probably not today. This was probably several days ago.
Yeah, because those cards weren't there when we went there.
Yeah, they were completely gone. So this person must have got caught stealing them a couple weeks ago, and then... Okay, well, we're not going to talk about this now. We're going to continue to thrift, but I guess we'll talk about this a little bit at the end of the video. We got contacted by the cops because someone stole from our booth.
Shoved a bunch of Pokemon cards in their pockets.
And this is actually, now that I know what's going on, this is actually the booth that we have the least amount of theft with.
Yeah.
Coincidentally. So we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later. That looks like a nice find.
It's cute, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's vintage. It's only $1.
Well, it's exciting because we sell every Care Bear thing we put in the booth, but it's not exciting because that booth is the one that got robbed.
It says 2002. I mean, it's old, but it's not like super old. I think we'll go ahead and get them, right?
Yeah.
Cute.
We have a dilemma. There's a Patrick Imaginix in there, and it's a $3 bag. There's something from Babar. There's Elvis Stitch.
Fidgy.
A Fidgy. Do we need to pay $3? That's up to you. I'll leave that one up to you.
I think no.
That's tough.
The loose doll selection here is pretty slim, so unfortunately, no Bratz dolls today. I am still on the hunt though, because I want them all. I mean, I want a lot of them, but I probably won't get all of them because that's a lot. And there's a lot of rare ones. But anyway, there's a bunch of in-bagged toys that seem kind of interesting. Aw, meow. There's so many bag toys. Like they're full of bananas things. But let's see if there's anything interesting. Oh, there's some Thomas stuff.
What we got there?
Some Thomas stuff. I don't know if it's compatible.
Is it actually Thomas though?
No,
oh yeah, no. This is just Cranky. I think that's his name. He's missing a piece though.
Oh, is it worth it? Hello?
How much is it?
It's $2.
I think that might still be worth it. That's really loud though.
Oh my gosh.
Hello? Okay. Hold on to that. Don't squeeze it.
Got it. So this is kind of a cool piece. It's like this this little crock pot thing going on, but it's like the it's got a Pyrex pattern on the front of it. I really do like it, but I really don't mess with any electrical vintage things because it can just be a fire hazard. And I'm not trying to get anybody hurt, so I think we're not gonna get it. We're just gonna appreciate what it is. You're cute.
You know, it's not every day that you get started on your day of thrifting and the police call while you're thrifting.
That was wild.
And again, we're not gonna jump back into this now. We're gonna talk about it at the end of the video, so stick around for that. But just wanna let you know, as we leave the thrift store here now, we're kinda like, what?
I was a little scared.
Yeah. And it says the phone rang and she answers like, hello, this is the police department. And she was like, what did I do?
Why?
All right, second thrift store for the day, and probably gonna end up being the best stop of the day. At least it usually does whenever we come here. This store is called Mesa Thrift Store, and they usually have a lot of video games, which is why I'm excited. But they usually also mark them down on a weekly basis meticulously. And there's usually some pretty cheap stuff here. And I don't have a face mask, so you go ahead and I'll go back to the car.
I'll just watch you walk.
Don't do it. Don't watch me.
You're ridiculous.
There's an Inbox NES game up there. I can't quite see the price. I'm gonna have to get back there and look at it. There's a graphics card, but it doesn't look new enough to be worth worrying about. There's some other games sitting down there. I can kind of see all those from here, and I don't think there's gonna be anything good, but I need to get back there and look. I can't quite see them from here. But if that NES game is cheap, that could be cool. Ooh, I didn't see that. It's a bass clarinet, isn't it?
I saw that and I was like, $249.91.
Dang. That one has on it? Yeah.
$24.92.
24? Okay.
Bass clarinet.
Yeah, bass clarinet. These are all like $2.
There's a lot of commotion happening over here in the furniture section, but look how cute that is. I think it says $2.98 on it. I mean, I'll definitely take that for $3. So pretty. Put that in my booth for sure. But now we're in the dishes section, so let's take a peek. Just make it a wicker day. All right, I'm gonna keep looking. I'll let you know if there's anything interesting. I've had my eye on pound puppies recently. Like, I've just noticed them a little bit more, and they've got one here, and he's really cute. Let me see, he looks older. 1985. I honestly noticed him at Target. They were selling like vintage inspired toys, brand new, and pound puppies were one of them. He's 99 cents. He might be good for the booth. We'll think about it. Ooh, random Tupperware in the middle of the silverware. I guess I'm getting him too.
Behold. It is a little bit broken, but just because of the, and it works. Just kind of because of the rarity of it, I think it'll be worth getting anyways. I mean, it's not worth a fortune, but I always sell these in my toy booth, so I know it's worth getting.
So, I'm sure this happens to all of you too, where you're at a thrift store and you're like, that could either sell really well, or I could be stuck with that forever. And I just found something that I feel that way about. These Skechers shoes. They're really cool, and like Skechers is popular right now, but like, I don't know if this type of Skechers is popular. They're $7, which doesn't seem like a lot, but I'm being very indecisive about it.
That's scary. All right, well, that went all right. That was a good trip. It was a good trip there. Normally we spend like $100 on video games there, and we got out of there with like $6 worth of video games, so it was cool. I'm stoked about this lightsaber. I'm stoked about the little table for your booth.
It's really cute.
Very nice.
Like it.
Very nice. I want you to check this out. We see this van at thrift stores weekly. It's the only van that I see at thrift stores regularly that's doing it better than me. I'm kind of jealous. Isn't that beautiful?
The Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, and the real question though is, do I have a face mask? guess what the answer is? You know what I need? I need to tie string around it and wear it like a necklace, like those things that go on the back of your glasses. That's what I need.
Pretty sure last time we were home, Mom made fun of people who use those.
You say that again?
I said, I'm pretty sure last time we were home, my mom made fun of people that use those.
Well, Mom, you can make fun of me all you want. I need it because I can't remember it.
You're gonna be a goober. I spend a lot of time at thrift stores looking at furniture going, why do I need this? I don't, but I want to need it. It's so nice. I love IKEA. It's a little dirty, but it's a pretty chair. I don't know what it is about me, but I can go to the bins and it just be a total mess of clothing, and I can dig and be totally fine looking for what I'm looking for. But whenever I come to a store and it's not separated into denim and pants, I start to lose my mind a little bit. I'm so overwhelmed. It's like, I like to just be able to breeze past and be like, yep, there's vintage. You know, neither of those are vintage, but still, I'm making a point. This is a lot. This is hard. Ugh. I hear lots of shuffling. What are you finding?
Did you come looking for me?
I heard shuffling in the toys, so I was like, ooh, he's on to something.
Well, it's there's a lot of toys here, which brings up an interesting point about this place. We used to live pretty close to here. We don't anymore, and we lived close enough that we would frequent this place, and it never was great for what we're looking for. It's a nice little mom and pop, but it just never really had toys and stuff. But there's an insane amount of toys here today. So I've been digging, and I found some Thomas the Tank stuff we'll probably get. But I don't know, I'm just looking for whatever. There's a Wolverine Pez. There's just a lot to look at. So I don't know, I guess you can follow me and we'll just looking for, I'm really just looking for tank stuff. That's really it. There is this giant box. I was excited about this from across the room because I thought, oh, well, it'll probably be compatible and I'll get it and put it with my stuff, but the tracks and stuff are not compatible. So pass on that. But if I could just find, that's compatible, but it's like, they're $3 a bag and that's one in a bag, and I'm not, you know, I keep finding that. I want to find a bag full, this bag full of Pez. Nothing fantastic though. Oh, top 5 favorite Pokemon, Lugia. I got pretty excited about that. All right. I think this can be it. I think I'll just get these bags at Thomas. We'll keep looking though. There's all, no, actually, follow me. Back up, back up, back up. You're gonna wanna see this. Actually, I'll follow you. Go down this aisle. Look at all these dolls.
Well, I know, I came over here to look at. Ooh.
So many.
Okay, we have clothing. That's a start.
They're not naked.
It's Monster High. We're close. I'm just abusive to these dolls. I'm just like, head.
No Bratz.
Nothing yet. Close.
An almost Bratz doll.
Ugh. The Monster High dolls kind of look close, but they're not. Iron Patriot. Boo. Checking out the dishes over here. It's really not a ton, honestly. It's been kind of that day. Kind of just a day where things just, there's not a ton of Cat Mom. Ray Dunn Cat Mom mug. Oh, I have a ton of Ray Dunn mugs, not Cat Mom mugs. I do really like that. I might get that one. There's a Corningware dish down here too. $4, no lid. It's fine, I'll get it. I've actually sold almost all of them in this size in my booth. I've got like 2 left, and they're ones with lids, so I'll go ahead and throw these non-lid ones in there too, replace the ones that I didn't have.
Okay, we're back home and we have quite a bit to talk about. We will jump into all this stuff here that we got at the thrift store here in a second, but let's talk about what happened while we were out. First, tell them exactly how that phone call came in and kind of what happened, and then we'll talk about the reality of the situation.
So I felt my phone ringing, picked it up, and saw that the caller ID said it was Brass Armadillo West.
So our antique mall was calling us.
Yes. So normally they call us and they're like, hey, we got a person here. They've got a question about an item, and it's no big deal. But this time, I pick up the phone and I say hello, and I hear, hold on, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Okay. And the guy goes, hi, this is so-and-so at the police department. I'm calling about your items. And I was like,
Now, mind you, when you're a vendor at one of these antique malls, they have your phone number. They have both of our phone numbers on a list. And just like she said, if somebody has a question about an item, sometimes they'll take offers on larger items. And there's a lot of variables here that, honestly, there's just not enough time to explain in this video. But sometimes they'll call me, sometimes they'll call her, sometimes I'll have a missed call and immediately her phone will ring. So this is not an uncommon occurrence. Hannah answers the phone and is ready to say, okay, yeah, how much do they want to give us for this item? Maybe we'll take an offer.
Exactly. So whenever it was the police department, I was very concerned.
Yeah. So the cops called us from the antique mall. That's how they got our number. They were there following up on the theft and a couple other variables to set the story up before we really get into what we think about the situation. We were just at our antique mall the day before this was shot, and all the Pokemon cards were gone. And we thought, you know, oh, we'll see this on our sales receipt a bit later. Well, that evening, our sales receipt came in, and we hadn't sold the Pokemon cards, but to be honest, I didn't notice. I didn't think hard enough about it.
We had sold a bunch before, so
yeah,
we didn't really know exactly how many were in there, but we're like, yeah, that seems about right.
Oh, yeah, okay, cool. They're all about gone now. So we get the call from the police officer, and they say, well, there's been a theft here at the market. You and about 3 other vendors have been stolen from by this one individual. And all the stuff from your booth was all Pokemon cards. He stole all the Pokemon cards that were in the booth. So that, I think that sets it up. That's what happened with this theft in our booth. And the next thing I say before we really talk about how we feel about it is I want to say there was it was kind of a hard decision whether or not to even put this in this video, whatever. I could have just easily not say anything about it and no one ever heard about it. But the reason that I want to is because when it comes to our antique malls, which is a large portion, I'd say it's a third. If you cut the pie of our channel into thirds, our antique mall stuff is about a third of our channel. It's kind of gaming, and then it's kind of thrifting, and then it's kind of antique mall reselling. So that being said, because of that, the biggest question we get from that piece of the pie on our videos on an almost daily basis is, well, what about theft at the antique malls? And this is usually coming from either someone who just doesn't understand how these antique malls in our area work, or people that are thinking about perhaps getting into doing the antique mall thing, either because they've always been thinking about it and that's what brought them to our channel, or perhaps sometimes some people have been inspired by our channel to start an antique mall booth, and one of their biggest fears is theft. That being the case, we have spoken on it at length. I'll make sure there's a link below this video. I guess I've failed to do so, but we have one big video describing how these antique malls work, how they operate, why you don't or might have to, and when to worry about theft, and among a lot of other questions answered. And I'm going to start it with this video, leave that video always linked below our videos, so that no matter what, when people comment these kinds of questions, well, what about this, what about that with antique malls, I'll be able to comment back. There's a good answer to a video that's linked below all of our videos. That being the case, you can definitely, if you haven't come to a full understanding of how our antique malls work, definitely go click on that video and go watch that today. So that being said, I want to make it clear that we get asked this a few times a week. Well, what about theft, or how? Because I think what happens when you don't understand these malls is you don't understand exactly how they operate inside the store. So why don't you just give them we're not going to explain this at length. If you want a lengthy explanation, go watch that video I'm talking about, link below. But tell them how, like, you walk in the store, you're a shopper, what do you do when you find something you want?
Yeah, just you pick up the item, and each item has a tag on it with a specific vendor number, the price, and item description. So then you take that item up to the front cashier, and then they will know who that item belongs to based on that vendor number, and then they will count that sale toward your sales.
Correct.
Through that number.
So it's a pretty simple thing. It's really just like if it's one whole flea market, you go to it and shop like you do any other flea market, but instead of there being vendors there to take money per booth, there's one cash register where every item's paid for. And so if you start to understand that, you start to kind of understand, oh, well, okay, then that's why you don't have to be there watching your items. But then even once you understand that, people still are very curious, well, who's there to watch your stuff in case someone wants to stick it in your pocket? Well, today's a wonderful example of exactly the answer to that question. Someone came into our antique mall to shoplift. That was clearly their only intent. They had pockets full of things. We don't know exactly how much now. The officer who we did speak to on the phone will explain that he had a pocket full of Pokemon cards and a pocket full of other stuff. We don't know what else he was selling.
I think he said it was about 10 of our packs.
Yeah.
So it was a good amount.
Which is about $20 worth of sales for us. But so what happens at these antique malls, and at least all the ones that we're in, there's always multiple employees working. They definitely have enough people on staff that there's not only people running the cash registers, but there's people walking the floor. And this particular armadillo that was the one that we were robbed at, it wasn't too big of a surprise once we figured out it was that one that was calling, because if you ever go there, you'll see this. It almost seems like a dozen people that work there walking around at all times.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too surprising that someone trying to shoplift there was apprehended.
And there's cameras everywhere.
Oh, there's cameras on every corner. And you'll see when you go to these kinds of antique malls, you'll find varying levels of security anyways. There was an antique mall we were in prior to having this channel in Kentucky that was just like, not only did they have cameras on every aisle, they were vicious in their apprehension of people who were shoplifting to the point where they had... You want to tell them about it?
They had a wall of shame.
They had...
plastered on the back. And if your face was on it, that means you shoplifted.
Yeah, there was, honestly, it's so funny now going back there and going to that antique mall and seeing that, because there's often people on that wall that I went to high school with.
I know them.
Yeah, and I know who they are. Like, there was one chick last time I was there, I was like, I graduated with her. But that's how it goes. So we're sharing this and telling the story because for two reasons. It's such a large piece of the pie of our channel, the antique malls. We figure we should share this experience. That's one. But secondly, I always fear whenever I have communications with some of you guys that people place a little bit too much fear on getting into this kind of reselling on the fear of theft. And I have reiterated this multiple videos multiple times. And as bad as this all sounds, some people are going to watch this and be like, oh no, worst fears realized. But I don't think you should. I really want you to know wholeheartedly that, like, we have had we're up to 4 booths now. Right? Or 3?
Yes.
I can't count. I've lost count.
4 individual ones, 2 in one location.
At 3 locations. 3 locations, 4 booths. And we're planning on having more soon enough. And in all that time, the most theft we've had is on 3 or 4, maybe 5 occasions. Bags of something, containers of something have been broken into and things have been taken out. And then this situation. And to be completely honest, if you've ever worked in any kind of retail, every big chain retailer has a percentage of theft that they write off every year, and it's something that is just part of doing business.
Yeah.
And this is our first real experience seeing it full on. I mean, because I've walked into our booths and found packs of Pokemon cards ripped open, the rare taken out, and the commons left. These things that you can almost sit there in your seat now and think of to expect that stuff has happened to us. But this is an interesting call, and we had that video that I've mentioned that we've linked below that explains kind of the totality of having these antique malls. Watch it if you haven't already. There's some good information in that video, but I certainly think we'll be making a follow-up to it in some regards, a follow-up video to kind of go even deeper into these types of things, because we're getting to the point now where we've had way more experience now than we did when we made that video. So maybe we'll make a series about it. But also, before we move on to the stuff, I will say we have a new channel membership option for these videos. On most devices that you'll watch this on, although unfortunately not all of them, there'll be a join button below our videos now. And there's some perks you can get for signing up for that. One of which will be these weekly posts that Hannah and I will be taking turns writing up posts about how reselling is going for us, or how our life as reseller YouTubers, how all this stuff fits together. And within those posts, we'll be kind of doing deeper dives on situations like this. We can sit here and tell you these things on video, but there's just a certain personal there's a certain level to which we can't really go in deepness on these videos sometimes. So those, if you're interested in this world of reselling and thrifting and collecting like we are, you can find some of those posts we'll be posting very helpful. So definitely go check that out and see if those perks that we're offering are worth it for you. If not, no big deal, but there'll definitely be some deeper things regarding this specific issue, as well as others to come up as we're doing this antique mall. But that's pretty much it for that. I know we kind of have made light of the whole situation, but I think we have the ability to kind of not really laugh it off. I mean, the person who stole is in serious trouble. He's probably got several vendors that may or may not end up wanting to prosecute, etc., etc. That's all a whole other conversation for another day. But the only reason we're kind of able to laugh about it is just because if you've ever worked in a store, if you've ever done anything like this, you just know shoplifting's a thing. You have to. And if you're not going to come to understand this and be able to deal with it on a certain level, you're probably not going to do well with this kind of reselling, this kind of retail reselling, if you will. But that's all we have to say about this. Do you have anything else to add before we moved on?
No, I think you pretty much covered it.
All right, well, we'll talk about this both in our community post that I was just mentioning and on future videos to come. So let's jump into this stuff that we got at the thrift store. We're going to start with your bulbous
My
Tupperware.
lettuce keeper.
It's a lettuce keeper?
That's what I think it is.
Okay.
It's got the spiky thing in the middle so that you can like put your head of lettuce in there, and then just it's keeped.
Very nice.
Know?
Very nice.
Very nice.
I can appreciate that. All right, you also picked this up, and you figured we'd give it a try in my toy booth simply because of its age, right?
Yeah. Did you have pound puppies when you were growing up?
I certainly remember them, but no, I didn't really have any.
We had a couple.
You had them this big, like this?
Not this big. We had the little ones, but I always thought they were really cute. They're just like little, sad, wrinkly puppies, and they're really sweet.
They're very sad. Well, I didn't have any Care Bears either. However, while we're on this antique market kick, we have sold so much Care Bear stuff. So Hannah spotted this one and knew it to be vintage. So
I think the tag says 2002, so it's like
vintage-ish.
It's older.
It's getting close. But any of this stuff we've put in the specific antique mall we've been discussing today, the one that got the Pokemon cards stolen, we've sold so much of this stuff. So that's pretty good.
He's cute. He's purple. I like purple.
Well, I've got a stack of games. We'll talk about that in a second. Why don't you talk about these?
Okay, so I went ahead and decided to buy them. I did look them up on eBay. There was one listing of them listed for an auction at $50, no interest. So, I don't really know their actual value, but they are vintage and they're really cool.
Well, not knowing their value offhand brings up a really interesting point about your preferred avenue flavor of reselling. I don't know what to call it exactly, but you reselling on Depop is such a interesting thing, and the specifics of it I think can carry over to toy reselling, video game reselling, some of you, but maybe not. Maybe some of you might not understand this, but you can make stuff up sometimes.
Yeah. A lot of times clothes are so just, the value is so random,
And Skechers, well, let's add, Skechers are super popular right now.
Yes.
Regular old black basic Skechers are
Yes.
super popular on Depop right now. And these are from that same era, so knowing that, you can throw these up with the same hashtags that people are going to search for those, and you can, with a certain degree of certainty, you can know that someone's going to come across them and go, oh, I'd like to have those too.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean by making stuff up. The thing is, you'll often find a unique piece like this for clothes reselling, and you'll look around on Depop as hard as you can, and you'll see there's not another pair.
Right.
And that means if this is the only pair on there, you're going to probably sell them.
Probably, and they're so specific. The thing about Depop too is you can't really search sold items like you can on eBay.
Right.
So there may have been 20 pair of those at one point, but they're all sold, and I'm not going to be able to find out how much they sold for. But these being so interesting and like a little bit of innocence in them, I think someone's going to really love them. So I think they were a good purchase.
Yeah, and they're in perfect shape. So
they're so good for being from the 90s.
That was probably your random find of the day or best find of the day. That's pretty good.
I like them.
Okay, let's look again here. You got some corn. Ooh, I didn't even realize there was 2 dishes here. What's this? Oh, you bought it. So what happens? A funny little thing that happens when we do our kind of shopping that we do. We don't really see what each other gets sometimes. We just leave with bags of stuff. But I do come home and edit. So I just edited the video you just watched, and I saw you playing with this, but I didn't realize you got it. So that's pretty funny.
I love Ray Dunn mugs. They're just a good size mug, and I like the look of them. And it says Cat Mom.
That's hilarious.
I got it.
You gonna put it in your antique mall booth?
No, I'm gonna put one of the ones I have in my antique mall booth, and I'm gonna keep this
That's
one.
yours? Okay, good. This is nice.
It is.
This is for your antique mall, though. Yeah.
It is. These I have almost, they were the dish size that I had the most of whenever I opened up our antique mall. I'm down to like 3. So they've sold quite a few and without lids. And so I figured that I need to start replenishing them a bit.
Very nice. All right, well, you got a little bit of everything today. It's pretty nice. I got a stack of video games. We'll do that last. But so I've been on a journey with Thomas the Tank Stuff, with Thomas and Friends, as it is nowadays branded. And I've had to make a lot of choices along the way. There are several different sizes and makes and models of Thomas the Tank, and some of them are compatible with the wooden tracks that you see me buy on the regular, and some are not. And so this is just some other weird aftermarket stuff. This is what I'm talking about. This is an aftermarket thing, and this wheel size will fit Thomas the Tank tracks. However, the latching system makes them incompatible with the major latching systems for the most part of the 2 or 3 different kinds of Thomas the Tank. I'm not trying to sit here and give you a Thomas the Tank lesson, but I just want you to know that we do a lot of antique mall reselling of Thomas the Tank stuff, and I've broadened the scope of what I'm buying, because these electrics here, see, they latch to each other. They're supposed to latch to each other like this. However, this is the caboose piece, so this has to go after another car. But these are both electric, so what happens, and what's really cool about this, is that this will pull and this will push, and these are pretty sturdy. When you have both of these running on a track, these can actually on their own go up the hill pieces. They can go up the hill pieces of Thomas the Tank stuff, whereas some of the other smaller and older electric Thomas the Tank sets can't do that. They also have like rubber, plasticky, grippy wheels, so it's pretty cool. I, for a while, didn't sell this stuff. I just sold the classic wood ones because I figured antique mall, that's what people were going to go there for. But we ended up, in the course of buying a lot of those wooden ones, we ended up with a lot of these, and I would put them in our antique mall, and I found they sold pretty well. So I went ahead and bought that bag just because the front and back piece was there for that. So that was happy. Now, more Thomas the Tank stuff. This is all pretty much going to get donated back or trashed or something. Sometimes I find random stuff like this that is complete nonsense. It's like a dog house for a dog bowl, so, and dog food. This is not something, I couldn't tell that's what it was from the bag. That's not something I need or want for my Thomas the Tank stuff, but sometimes there's a certain kind of little toy house kind of thing that I can take and put my Thomas the Tank set up in our antique mall, and someone will buy it because they'll see what I saw. That one doesn't count for that. What I did buy this bag for was this. Did we decide if his name's Cranky or not?
Yes, that's in the past what some of those have been called. Okay.
Well, this is a nice Thomas the Tank piece, but it's missing its attached crane. However, I end up buying so much bulk stuff of Thomas the Tank and Thomas and Friends stuff that I'm just going to hold on to this in my box of spare stuff until I either find the piece that goes there or something I can reattach, because this kind of stuff's really, really popular. The standard old wooden Thomas the Tank stuff, they work with magnets rather than these plastic tabs, and this undoubtedly had a magnet on the end of it that you could use this to pick up the trains and stuff with. So this stuff sells like hotcakes for me in our antique malls, so I was happy to leave with that. Now, I did buy some video games, and I think a lot of stuff here is going into my collection, if not all of it. So, yes, I have Frogger. I bought it because it was just $1. I'll sell that in our antique malls as well. I don't have Wakeboarding SX. I don't have this on Xbox, so that was cool. I have the PlayStation 2 edition, and then I didn't have the official X-Men game. These, though, I do have. However, they were all $1 or $1.98, so these will go in our antique malls. And we've been selling more and more video games that way. You know, cheap games, but we mark them up a little bit, and we do all right with them. I'm pretty happy to find DS games of any sort that cheap, especially complete. But there you go. That's everything we got. What is your favorite thing that we got today? Oh, wait, that's not all we got. You got a table thingy.
I did. Okay.
Where is it?
Around the corner here.
Oh, I got something else too. Well, let me just show my lightsaber. Okay, cool. These sell at our antique malls really well too. And they're starting to get harder to find. When we started thrifting on the regular, you found those every day.
Yeah.
Now you don't. So let me see if I can get you a wide view of this.
So they call this a plant stand.
This looks like something my mother would buy at the thrift store.
This is really beautiful. I like a lot of like bohemian style home decor pieces. Yeah. So this really caught my eye with this like little bit of texture at the top. And then just the size of it's really nice. I think it'd be a cute little end table.
Yeah.
But I thought that would be really perfect for my booth. Someone's really gonna like that. It was $3, so I was like, heck yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you should buy every one of those you find like that. That's definitely the kind of specific stuff people are coming to our kind of antique mall to buy. Well, that is that your find of the day? Or
I'm gonna have to go with that. Yeah. I spotted it and I was like, you're going home with me.
Well, speaking of trains, listen carefully. That is the train going by our house. Toot toot. Okay, my favorite thing that I got today was probably this large Thomas the Tank piece. I have a love-hate relationship with it because I like it when our antique booth has a huge, nice display of Thomas the Tank stuff. But it often doesn't, because as soon as I put that kind of stuff in there, it gets bought. It gets bought up pretty quick. You guys comment below before we go. Let us know what your favorite thing that we got at the thrift today was. I had fun today.
Yeah, it was a good day.
Despite the bad thing, and obviously this video is titled something regarding the bad thing, and I'm not trying to sensationalize that, but
it was interesting.
Yeah, it's a learning experience. I mean, because again, we've had antique booths for a while, and we have been stolen from, but this is the first time that law enforcement has been involved. So I guess, just for the sake of, you know, continuing to make part of this channel about our antique mall reselling thing, we'll continue to update you guys on this if anything else new comes up because of it. But that's it, guys. We're going to get out of here. We're going over to a friend's house, and we're going to watch some movies or something. That's how our night's going to end. I hope you guys find a nice way to end your day today as well. Do me a couple favors before we get out of here. Check out our public Discord. There's a link below. There's a lot of links below. I think that should just... There's stuff below this video. That's the moral of today's video. Go look at it all. Check out our public Discord. Come over there, chat with us. Come and show us pictures of what you're finding at the thrift. Check out our merch store. Link below. We don't sell this specific hoodie anymore, but we replaced it with something kind of...
We sell this one though, don't we?
We do sell that Tendo shirt, so go check that out. It's actually our best seller. That's it, guys. We appreciate you. Come back tomorrow because we do post daily videos here on this channel. And until then, peace out.